Hey, it's your boy Bobby Beast here. We're going to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and this right here is what we call a mini documentary. It's not going to be pretty long, but I'm going to talk about the fact that, hey, I love the fact that Tobey Maguire came back for No Way Home. I also love the fact that Hugh Jackman is coming back for Deadpool 3, but the one person that Marvel has not brought back is Wesley Snipes. Now, when it comes down to it, I'm going to be real with you guys and give you a breakdown. I'm not going to come up with reasons as to why this is happening or anything of that nature. I'm just going to talk about the fact about why it should happen. Now, why should Wesley Snipes return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe? First things first, because he's Blade, and because he's a legend, and his movies are legendary. Let's just be honest about it. Without Blade, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or heck, even Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman being an X-Men would not even exist. Because see, at the time in Hollywood, Hollywood did not take Marvel properties serious. Marvel properties were mainly cartoons, comic books, that was it. They never crossed them over into movies, and whenever they did try, they did very horribly. DC was the number one movie piece, point blank, period. And Marvel, however, just had it hard getting in Hollywood. However, when it came down to it, it came down to Wesley Snipes being in the position of choosing between two projects. The project that he obviously wanted to go with was Black Panther. He wanted to do Black Panther as early as the early 90s, and he was effectively trying to make it happen. However, it didn't happen. But one project that did happen was Blade. And Blade was successful. So successful to the point that it was bigger than they ever expected. And I would say Blade didn't only rejuvenate or got interest in Marvel movies, but rejuvenated the superhero franchise entirely. Because by that time, the superhero franchise was over, with Batman and Robin being the movie that pretty much destroyed it all. And it wasn't just Batman and Robin alone. There were a couple of other superhero movies, but they were very whack. Blade was the first one in a long time that was great. And it renewed interest in superhero movies, period. Marvel came big time because of Blade. We got Spider-Man, we got the X-Men, and it all kicked off with Blade. And then that eventually led into, of course, DC's resurgence with Batman in terms of Batman Begins. In my opinion, Batman Begins borrowed a lot from Blade, a realistic setting, a very noir feel, very real world feel. And that's not knocking Nolan. Nolan is a great director, but to say that he wasn't inspired by Blade whatsoever, come on. So at the end of the day, though, I'm happy to see Tobey come back. I'm happy to see Hugh Jackman come back, but bring Wesley back too. Because Wesley, not knocking Hugh, not knocking Tobey, but Wesley is the starting point. If you want to go with those guys, they're not the starting point. There are pieces in the starting point. If anything, Hugh being Wolverine was part 2, and Tobey being Spider-Man was part 3, but part 1 was Wesley Snipes. So that's pretty much my words there about how important the Blade movie, the Blade franchise, Wesley Snipes himself is to the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. There were rumors arising that both Tobey and Hugh are looked at as the leads of Secret Wars. There's no reason for them not to make Wesley Snipes be a lead as well. That's pretty much my words on that one, though. You guys have yourself an awesome day, and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.